Hey guys, Dobby here. It's been a while since I've showcased anything for Die Rise Remastered for Black Ops 3, so I'm here today to give you all a look into some of the assets I've worked on so far, as well as answer some of the most commonly asked questions about our remaster. Starting off with the HUD, I will be fully recreating the Black Ops 2 Zombies HUD for our map. Most of it I already have done here. All of the main features you can see are fully functional: the ammo and D-pad stuff, the player scores, the round counter and perks list, and the scoreboard, which will feature a Mob of the Dead style inventory in the future. You might have noticed the zone name in the top right. As of now, this is solely for debugging purposes, but we will likely have an option to enable it on full release. I've also recreated the overlays for spectating in the pause menu, but as of now, this initial pause screen is the only one in Bo2 style. If I click in-game or options, then it's just the Bo3 HUD, but these will also be recreated in the future. The HUD also features gamepad or controller support, which literally just changes what button icons show up and where equipment is located on the D-pad. We will be fully remastering all of the Black Ops 2 zombies and multiplayer weapons for our map. What exactly does this mean? The biggest upgrade is to the models. Zella will be remodeling and retexturing almost every weapon that doesn't already have an updated version in newer COD games. I'm responsible for rigging the weapons to their Bo2 counterparts' bones. This way, we can still use the Bo2 animations while having much better models. I also set up the new weapon files over in Ape, as well as rework all the sounds for each weapon individually so that they're all nice and crisp. Here you can see the first two guns we've done, the Colt Python and the FNFAO. One of the first things I showed off over on Twitter was the spawn elevator here that goes crashing down, but I never showed how it looks installed into Zella's map here, featuring his recreated freight elevator model. Currently, it just comes up after like 10 seconds, but it will require an elevator key in the future to return to the top. Speaking of the elevator key, we will be fully revamping that system so it doesn't suck. I can't share details to that right now, but I can say that it won't be a one-time use anymore. One of the biggest concerns I saw many people had about this remaster was that the perk elevators might not be possible. Well, I'm here to say that they are possible and they are done and working for the most part. Also featuring remastered models, you can see the quick revive elevator here just doing its thing, moving around. And I can safely travel between floors on top of them with no issue. Additionally, they function exactly the same as in Bo2, down to the time per floor, arrow indicators, doors banging with sparks, and randomized perks. And we don't plan to change around where all the perks are either. Quick Revive will still always be right outside of spawn, Speed Cola and Who's Who will still be randomized, and the remaining 3 perks plus PAP will still be randomized in the other tower. We will also be adding an alternative way to get the perks not on the map, such as Stamina Up, while still keeping the system intact, but we will save that for release. Speaking of perks, let's talk about Who's Who, which is arguably one of the worst perks in COD Zombies history. So, we decided to make some changes to it so it's not totally trash anymore. First, the weapon you respawn with will change based on the current round. First 5 rounds you'd get the starting pistol, the basic M1911, rounds 6 through 15 an SMG, maybe AK-74U, rounds 16 through 25 an AR, maybe AN-94, rounds 26 through 50 the ray gun, and rounds 51 and up you'd get an unupgraded Sliquifire. These ranges and weapons are subject to change, but you get the idea. The other change is that you'll be ignored by zombies for the first 2 seconds after entering and exiting Who's Who. Now let's see all this in action. You may have already seen me sharing the working bank and fridge over on Twitter, but the system has been fully reworked since then. Your progress for all persistent features will be saved for cross progression between games no matter what, regardless of any mods loaded. And of course, as I just mentioned, the bank and fridge are fully working with points and weapons being saved across games. I've also recreated all of the original Perma-Perks from Black Ops 2 Zombies for our remaster. Here's a current list of those we will be including: Quick Revive, Insta-Kill, Raygun off the Olympia wall buy, Perk refunds, Sniper points, Half off, and Headshot damage boost. You might even stumble upon a few new ones in our version too, but who knows. One of my favorite features we will have is the ranking system, which has been fully recreated one-to-one from Black Ops 2 Zombies' original ranking system. I spent a good chunk of time looking at the Bo2 code with a little playing plutonium to see how exactly the ranks were calculated, and I eventually got it down. I'll show the info on screen now for how exactly it works, so pause the video and give it a read if you're interested. The only aspect that currently isn't included is the tally marks for blue eyes. Instead, all skull ranks have blue eyes by default, just because it's unreasonable to have players play 5 days consecutively on Bo3 custom maps just for that. But if we find an alternative way for players to earn tally marks, then we'll definitely incorporate it. And of course, feel free to comment below any ideas you may have for us. Shortly before the release of Die Rise Remastered, we will be releasing a Black Ops 2 Remastered mod for the Bo3 Steam Workshop. This will feature the Bo2 HUD, the remastered Bo2 weapons, and all of the persistent features I just talked about. Most importantly, all of those persistent features will have cross-progression with Die Rise Remastered. This means you could play our mod on any stock map or most custom maps and still rank up through the Bo2 ranking system, and it will show up in our map as well. I wanted to quickly go over how exactly the development process works between Zella and I, specifically how we both work on the map. Basically, we don't. The version of the map that I have is just the blockout. He's the one that has all the details and lighting and whatnot, since that's more his area. This serves a few good purposes. First, he doesn't have to constantly send me all of the assets he uses whenever he adds stuff to the map. Next, with all of the detailing and lighting, my map compiles a lot faster, meaning I can go in game and test stuff a lot more easily. Lastly, it also helps line up all the scripted assets perfectly. When I send him stuff to install into the map, such as the elevators, he just has to drag it in and it's already in place. Lastly, I'm going to be answering some of the most commonly asked questions about our remaster. Will PhD be in the map? Yes, it will be in the same location, but we'll leave how you get it for players to discover on release. Will there be jumping jacks? Yes, and they will still give you a free perk for 100% accuracy. Will there be a perk limit? Yes, 4, but the free perks from the jumping jacks will also give you a perk slot. Will you only be able to carry one buildable part at a time, like in Bo2? No, you will collect all the parts and then build, like in Bo3. Will this liquefier be pre-patch? The base gun will be the nerfed version, but upgrading it will be pre-patch, infinite damage. Will there be armored zombies? No, those zombie models will still be in the map, but they won't have any extra health. Will the Easter eggs be soloable? Yes, but playing co-op will still require teamwork. Lastly, will this be a remaster or a reimagining? Both. We will have the option to disable any features that could be considered reimagined. As you can see, there's quite a lot already done for the map, but we've still got a lot of work to do. If you still have any questions regarding the project, please leave a comment down below and I'll try to answer in the next update. Be sure to go check out Zella down in the description for updates on the mapping, and don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Twitter for the latest feature updates. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.